is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
First reading. A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Colossians, chapter 3, verses 12 to 17. Brothers and sisters, put on as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, heartfelt compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If one has a grievance against another, as the Lord has forgiven you, so must you also do. And over all these, put on love, that is, the bond of perfection. And let the peace of Christ control your hearts, the peace into which you were also called in one body. And be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, as in all wisdom you teach and admonish one another, singing psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs with gratitude in your hearts to God. And whatever you do, in word or in deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 6, verse 27 to 38. Jesus said to his disciples, "To you who hear I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. To the person who strikes you on one cheek, offer the other one as well. And from the person who takes your cloak, do not withhold even your tunic. Give to everyone who asks of you, and from the one who takes what is yours, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you. For if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. If you lend money to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners and get back the same amount. But rather, love your enemies and do good to them, and lend expecting nothing back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High. For he himself is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, just as also your Father is merciful. Stop judging, and you will not be judged. Stop condemning, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and gifts will be given to you. A good measure, packed together, shaken down and overflowing, will be poured into your lap. For the measure with which you measure will in return be measured out to you." The Gospel of the Lord.
My dear brothers and sisters, and my dear children, if you really go through the Gospel, I wonder whether you would agree with the words of Jesus. Because for many Christians, this passage is very difficult to be understood. Just reflect on what is happening in the world. There's so much of great violence, terrorism, wars, increasing litigation, suing, counter-suing, violence, murder, cyber crimes, so many things that are taking place. And also things are increasing. We have wars between religions, wars between ethnic groups, so much of things in the world, dear brothers and sisters. Then my question for you is, where do Jesus' words fit in this world? Where do Jesus' words fit in? Because Jesus speaks about love. He speaks to those who are listening to you and to me and say, love your enemy. Not only that, he says, do not do to others what you would want them to do to you. Do not do to others what you would not want them do to you. Not want them do to you. It's very challenging, dear brothers and sisters, when Jesus said, love your enemy, do good to those hate, and bless those curse you, totally beyond our capacity, dear brothers and sisters. That's how you and I can understand. But as I said, Jesus speaks to you and me, dear brothers and sisters. We are Christians. We are followers of Jesus. We have to follow his word. What can we do? Well, in the Old Testament, we find hatred of evildoers was presumed to be right, but not in the New Testament. But for Jesus, his teaching is about love, and he did it. He even sacrificed his life. He even gave up his life, dear brothers and sisters. There was no hatred from Jesus, dear brothers and sisters. How do we understand the word love? It can be for us sometimes kind of affection, intimacy, to be attracted to. But for Jesus, love is not that. It's a sacrifice. For him, the love for Jesus is something to wish the well-being of another, to wish another's well-being, dear brothers and sisters. There are people who are hostile to us. There are people who can be against us, dear brothers and sisters. There are moments where we really feel that we cannot love them. Well, I would say, if you can't love them, pray for them. If you can't love them, don't hate them. This is the message of Christ. May God bless you, to all of you, dear brothers and sisters, and my dear children. Thank you.